This video was brought to you by Yamaha Proven Off-Road ATVs and side-by-side vehicles.
Hey Archery Talk, this is Lucas, and tonight I wanted to put together a little sort of comparison between the Mathews Triax and the Mathews Vertix. The Triax, as you probably know, really set the archery world on its ear about a year or so ago when it was released. It's a 28-inch bow. It's the first one of those we've seen in a long time from one of the major manufacturers. And it was among the quietest bows I've ever shot in my life. It was, and it really did prove to be a great bow. It ended up finishing second last year for me anyway in our hunting bow shootout. But overall, it was just a really kind of wonderful departure for Mathews and a great new direction. So it was no surprise this year when the Vertix came out, which is just a slightly longer version of the Triax. Basically, there's some changes obviously, and we'll get into that. First of all, the Vertix is 2 inches longer axle to axle at about 30 inches. It's got the same IBO at about 340 feet per second. They both got 6-inch brace heights. A lot of similarities in this bow. The risers look very similar. They both have, a similar looking dampener up in above the bottom limb and near the limb pocket. A lot of similarities. The most important difference, I think, for me, at least on the surface, is the new grip on the Vertix. The Mathews grip in the past has long been a bone of contention for me. I just never got comfortable with it. I know a lot of people really liked it, but for me, it just was never a great fit. The new grip is, for me, infinitely better. It's just it's an ideal hunting bow grip, and I think it'll do really well on a target bow as well. I just not tried one in that situation just yet. Beyond that, both bows are super quiet. The Mathews people tell me the Vertix is quieter than the Triax. I can't tell that, at least by my ear alone. Maybe if I had a decibel meter out here, I can get a better idea. But they're both quiet. Like if you're looking for a quiet hunting bow, either of these will suit you great. I think for me, the thing I like that puts the Vertix ahead of the Triax for me, and I like the Triax, is I'm a little bit more comfortable with this bow shooting longer range. The Triax was fine for me out and it competed with most of the bows I shot last year out at 50 yards or more. But I do find some separation between the Triax and the Vertix, at least in my hands, and your mileage may vary. Once we get beyond that 40-yard mark or so, I start to really notice that the gap open up a little bit compared to the two bows. I was shooting the Vertix this week, playing around with it at all sorts of distances, and went out to 70 meters, about 76 yards, which is as far as we can go in my club. And the Vertix was hanging with my target bows for as far as just general groups go. And I don't have a stabilizer on this. I don't have any glass in the scope. It just shoots lights out, and it's dead comfortable for me to hold on to. The Triax, where it gets the advantage, is if you like a lot of valley in your bow and a bow that's comfortable to hold at draw for long periods of time. I'm finding the Triax, at least in my draw length, is a little more aggressive. Now I'm shooting it maybe 2 or 3 pounds heavier draw weight, but it just is a little more eager to jump on you. It's not hyper aggressive, just the Triax is super easy to hold at draw forever. So if I was kind of more of an open woods hunter, where, like, not open woods, but if you're open country, like a western hunter where you might find yourself at draw for a really long time waiting for that opportunity, a bow like the Triax with that nice valley would be something I would consider very seriously. But the Vertix for me overall, I shoot it better because it forces me to be a little bit more aggressive at full draw. And that's one of the reasons I like the Bowtech Realm last year so much. Same idea, it forced me to be aggressive, and I couldn't hold it as long as full draw, but I just shoot it I shoot it noticeably better for me, especially at longer range. At 20 yards, 30 yards, I'm not seeing any difference at all. The scores are basically identical with these bows. But once you break me out to, if I shoot like a feet around at 50 meters or even at 70 meters, 76 yards, I notice the gap open up quite a bit, and the scores start to pull apart a little. It's still really only going to be a few points, but the group size just feels more comfortable to me with the Vertix. Both bows are solid. I think maybe because I'm a slightly longer draw length at 29.5 inches or so, the Vertix maybe just fits me a little bit better. But again, the Triax really didn't shoot well for me last year. It very narrowly missed out on being my favorite hunting bow of the year last year. So it's still a fantastic choice. I just think Mathews hit it out of the park with the Vertix this year. The new grip is a world of difference for me. They got the switch weight technology in the cams, which I've not played with yet. I've only got one version. I've only got the one switch weight in there, so I can't change it out. But As you may know, if you've got 70-pound limbs, you could switch over to 65-pound switch weight. You can still keep the limbs locked down all the way if you want to have that feel, have the limbs locked down all the way, but you can still knock off weight in 5-pound increments. You can get 65, you can get 60-pound weights in there and still be able to keep the limbs locked all the way down. And you can still draw, you can still take them out a little bit if you need to, if you want to fine tune it, get that 1 or 2 pound difference. You can do that with that technology as well. So it's pretty cool. I've just not really played with it because I've not had to. I keep the bow right now at 68 pounds and I like it. I'm going to keep it there. So I think that's about all I got to say on these two bows for now, Archery Talk. Again, they're both really solid, but the Vertix has been a treat this year, and I don't have a lot of the 2019 hunting bows in yet, so I've been shooting it more than the others just because I've had it in for a lot longer. I can't wait to get some of the other ones in and see how it does against those. But the Vertix has set the bar very high, and I look forward to seeing who, if anybody, can topple it. So thanks again for watching Archery Talk. Stay tuned for more videos soon, and we'll see you soon.